Howdy, folks. So our last unit or last lesson in our digital literacy warm-up unit to research is going to focus on the idea of kind of convincing not only yourself that information is valid, but you've also got to get it by this guy here. So you're going to prove to me that you have found and are able to find reliable sources and assess the strengths and limitations of those sources by writing me some statements of credibility. Since you guys are going to go out in the next couple weeks and become experts in a topic of your choosing on your research project, you also need to become experts in the sources that you're going to be using to back up your ideas that you're eventually going to come to through your research. So you need to be able to convey to me that, hey, Mr. Restad, I have found good sources and information, and here's the strengths and the limitations of these different pieces of information that I've found and compiled to give you my research. So remember, what you're going to be doing is evaluating a source's authority, their perspective or purpose, their currency, and their accuracy. And you're going to do this for each one of the sources that you're going to be using in your research project. So 4 sources total, but we'll get to that when we get to the research unit. So I'm going to give you an example of, remember that Next Web article that we read? So maybe I ended up doing a research project on the health benefits or detriments of video games on teenagers, right? That could be an interesting research project. And I wanted to use this article. Well, you would need to convince me that this is a credible article to use. So here is my statement of credibility, and I want to walk you through this really quick. So you notice that it's not that long. It's maybe a short paragraph, 4 or 5 sentences-ish. So I start off by talking about the source itself, TWN, doesn't seem to take itself too seriously, but the author, Rachel Kaiser, looks like a credible tech and gaming reporter with a clear purpose of reflecting on the World Health Organization's decision about their industry. So right there, I'm trying to address the authority of this author. Like, this person is credible in talking about this subject. The Next Web is reporting on news about their industry, tech and video games. Not much persuasion here, as it's mostly an informative article about that WHO decision, right? Here's the purpose of that article. Then down here, behind my big fat head, I talk about the accuracy. The article cited other news reports and included interviews and reactions from gaming industry stakeholders. So I'm kind of trying to address the accuracy of this source by saying, like, hey, they actually went out and interviewed people and they have other links to other credible sources. And then lastly, I've got this idea of currency. So it was written in 2018, which is a little dated for the gaming industry, but I didn't find much more current info in my lateral reading. So this is what your ultimate statement of credibility is going to look like. You're going to try to address each one of those 4 criteria for source evaluation. And you can use this. I also have it posted up on my research resources webpage, sort of as a template for your own statements of credibility. All right. Good luck, folks.